Last night I dreamed I was standing in an arcade, a big arcade, and a very busy arcade. There were lots of kids and young adults running around doing all sorts of stuff. The place served food, and they had so many machines. They had skee-ball machines, air hockey, pinball, old school video games, like Street Fighter 2, Mortal Kombat, The Simpsons, dance machines. They had fortune-telling machines. They had those machines where if you put in a couple of quarters, it'll draw a picture of you and print it out. Lots of stuff to do in this place, and lots of decorations on the walls, autographed photos of professional wrestlers. Really, the place reminded me of, it wasn't this place, but it reminded me of this place, and I've been here several times, and if you're ever in Michigan, I can't recommend this place to you enough. It is so cool. This place called Marvelous Marvin's Mechanical Museum. Just look it up. It's great. Keith Apicary did a concert there one time, or Nathan J. Barnett as Keith Apicary performed there one time, and unfortunately I missed that show. But yeah, Marvelous Marvin's Mechanical Museum, awesome place. Last time I went in there, Marvin had a framed Japanese poster of a wrestling event that occurred in the 1970s, signed by Andre the Giant. Wow, that place is amazing. But anyways, this place that I was standing in this dream reminded me a lot of Marvelous Marvin's Mechanical Museum. And I walked around for a bit. I didn't play any of the games. I thought about ordering some food because I was hungry, but I didn't. And while I was walking around, I eventually came to this little corner of the place where I saw what looked like maybe a 4 foot by 4 foot, maybe 5 foot by 5 foot, like glass booth with a guy standing in the center of it. And this guy, he was doing some sort of like David Blaine type stunt where he was living in this small enclosed space for however long he could stand it, under constant observation. There were cameras on him that I think were streaming every second of his life while he was doing this to a YouTube channel, and of course people would just stop and stare at him for a bit, and he looked miserable. He looked utterly miserable. The guy wasn't a magician. I don't know why he was doing this, but I stopped and I looked at him for a bit, and yeah, he looked so unhappy. And there were holes in it looked like bulletproof glass, like the kind you'd see in a liquor store in a rough neighborhood that the clerk would be behind. His little box, it looked like it was made of bulletproof glass, and there were holes in it, kind of like Hannibal Lecter's cell, so you could hear him very clearly. And he was checking his Tumblr, and somebody had just followed him, and he was really upset about it. He was talking to himself. There was nobody in this little enclosure with him. He was talking to himself, and he said, "Another follower, like I need him. Wish I didn't have any followers on Tumblr at all." Looked like he was just about at the end of his rope, like he was just, he was going to need out of this place soon, just call it quits. And I think he was upset too by the fact that nobody seemed to care about this little stunt that he was doing. And yeah, I looked at him and I thought, well, why don't you just delete your Tumblr? Why would you have a Tumblr and you don't want anybody following it or looking at it? I don't know. And then my alarm clock went off and I woke up, and it was time to pet Lyle as usual.